Welcome to
Stays Crunchy and Milk.
If you have questions or comments, we have multiple ways to be reached. Twitter is, of course, the best way for those who need instant gratification. The show's Twitter feed is @SkimPod, SKIMPOD.
Stays Crunchy.
If you want to hear yourself on the show, why not leave us a voicemail? 216-302-8763. That's 216-302-8POD.
Stays
For the
Crunchy.
more patient amongst you, the email address for the show is podcast@stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Crunchy again being spelled with a K. We're available via Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Spotify, and of course at the website stayscrunchyandmilk.com. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever you can.
Stays Crunchy.
And if the pockets is feeling extra chunky, you can put in on this and support our Patreon. It's available at patreon.com/stayscrunchyandmilk. And if you donate at the $5 or higher level, you get an entire extra show each month with even more content coming soon.
Stays Crunchy.
Our personal Twitters are Tatum216, Lunchbox2099, The Real ODP, and I'm your host, the Internet's Tayrail713. It bothers me when the gods get to acting like bras. Guess everything doesn't come complete with niggas like ours. That's why I see no need to compete with niggas like y'all. I just ask that when you see me, you speak up, nigga. That's all. Don't be ducking like you never wanted nothing. It's feeling like rap changed. It was a time it was rugged. Back when if a nigga reached for the weapon. Nowadays, niggas reach just to sell their record. Spaghetti bolognese in the Polo Lounge. Me and my G from DC. That's how I roll around. Might look light, but we heavy though. You think Drake will pull some shit like that? You never know. Multi-million-dollar meetings in the Polo Lounge. Me and my man Oliver North, that's how I roll around. Shorty wanna tell me secrets about a rap nigga. I tell that bitch is more attractive when you hold it down. Kobe about to lose 150 M's. Kobe my nigga, I hated it had to be him. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. And then right here, Rick Ross comes in and said, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Tell Lucy and I said, fuck it, I'm tearing holes in my budget. Bag her like we in Publix and take her ass out in public. Ordered her the filet, told them butterfly it, she'll love it. She used to sodas and nuggets. She really just out here thugging. I'm just hitting my pinnacle I'm just hitting my pinnacle. You and pussy identical. You like the fucking finish line. We can't wait to run into you. But let me get my mind off that. Young rich motherfucker get mine off rap with my niggas. Because Rick Ross again comes in with that. That's Rick Ross's Stay Scheming featuring Drake and French Montana. And of course we needed some Drake bars if we're going to be talking about Canada on this adventure. This is going to be a fun and weird episode. So I'll give you a bit of an intro right now. Most of this episode was recorded on the road as my partner and I drove up to Toronto, Canada. And then the other half of it was when we came back across the border. We figured we'd just do the border crosses because that'd be fun. And so my fellas were actually there for most of the episode, but I thought I'd have them in, of course, when I do some lyrics. But also, we got to get you them out of asshole, standard material. And I couldn't do it them out of asshole in the car because I'm the one who reads them out of assholes. And one person saying, yeah, that's an asshole. It's just not as fun as a couple more. So as you hear this, it's going to be this part all happened. And then you got to hear me cross the border. You got to hear me come back across the border. And then you get to hear some out of asshole in that order. So that's how we roll. But I got my homeboys, Tatum 216.
Hello.
And the real ODP with me. For said experience. So
combine hi and howdy.
It's all good. So I hope you enjoy the border adventures, and we'll catch you on the flip.
Flippity flop.
You're on a solid red light. And there we go. Twix this.
So I need to
It should pick up pretty good.
You think so?
If not, yeah, we've recorded before.
Okay.
Hello, welcome to it. It's Stays Crunchy and Milk. It's episode 409 from the road. We don't have a regular crew today because just stuff happened. Gabe had to do something Friday. Gabe was with me at the football game Friday, but then he had to do something else. Because, they're still preparing to hit the road, so they've just been so wildly busy. Ant had overtime to work, and Lunchbox had a sore back, if I'm not mistaken. So it just ended up working out that we couldn't record together, and we need if we didn't record at all, you was gonna lose the show in September. We were gonna try to be good about making sure we hit you every week in September with a fresh epi. So my partner and I, Vanessa, what did Angels call it? Mysterious Mrs. X. Ms. X is what Aunt used to call Vanessa, and I are on the road heading up to the 6. No one calls it the 6 up there. T Dot still holds it down. Only Drake calls it the 6. People who live in Toronto don't. T Dot, which my man, what was my man's name? Oh, fuck, I can't remember. Hip hop dude, Canadian MC. No, not Maestro Fresh West from my old school Toronto hip hop heads.
Joy Jojo Zabadu.
Anyway, we're going to record a show. We're going to record us riding. We just left the Angola rest area in upstate New York.
Hi, everybody.
As we head toward the Canadian border. On the humble, I'm going to try to record us across the border. I don't know if it's actually going to work out, but I'll give it a go.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see if it's legal or not. This is episode 409. I am your host, the Internet's Taylor 713. That's my partner, Vanessa.
Hello.
I think Ant said he's going to try to record testing out the Taco Bell chicken sandwich. So we might get that if he can make that happen somewhere posted.
Wait, they have a sandwich now?
Yeah.
Like a chicken chalupa thing?
We'll talk about it as a part of this episode. Even though that's normally, Patreon fodder, but he felt like he wanted to do it for the main feed. And this is, of course, going to the main feed. So this is recording from the 2021 Honda Civic. I've not named this car yet. I've had it since January, and I'm still not giving it a name. And that's because I had my Fit, and I named it Megatron, and I had such a love affair with it. And when it got total, I don't know if I can love again.
I also agree. I don't know if I can love again, because the Fit I would refer to as the beep beep, and I would go beep beep in the streets.
Yeah.
This one's nice, but I call it the zoom, but there's not enough room for my boom boom because it's smaller in my butt. You see, and I have a big butt.
But we out here. We doing the damn thing. I'm excited about it. We attended show. Look, let me tell you right now. I want to word this right. Dear friend, but also show listener.
Yeah.
Michelle's wedding last night. Michelle and her former now husband, Mike, tied the knot yesterday. It was my first wedding I've attended in these pandemic years.
Might as well.
And it was wonderful. And as Vanessa and I were riding today, I was like, oh shit, I think that's the first of my friends that we attended a wedding for. Like, all her people always getting married, from college friends to high school friends, and to just people she knows from around the way and shit.
I'm very popular and have lots of friends.
But this is the first of my friends anyway, so this makes it the first one of my friends we got to go kick it at. So,
well, when we were there, I will say, at first, it was, from being locked inside all year, which I'm sure everybody is, but me specifically, I'm become more of a hermit because I compromise. So I feel like through it, I've gotten a little social anxiety. And at first, with the ceremony, we were discussing how we're just going to leave right away. It's fine. But then as the night went on, it was like, oh, this is a happy moment because we've just been surrounded by, misery. And it's nice to get. I felt last night that my cup was full, and I haven't felt that way in probably since the beginning of the pandemic, going on 2 years, you know what I mean?
It is just to be surrounded by love and not anxiety or hurt. Like I said, I've gone, as you know, listeners, I've been to a funeral during the pandemic, and that was from my Aunt Dot, and it was just, you know what I'm saying, it was so wildly sad that all that's weighing you down, and then it's like, you're like, oh, that's a pandemic too, get the fuck away from everybody, because, you just don't want it. At this point, combination of factors. A church and then a room just so full of love that already lifts your spirits.
It's strangers. Like, the only people I really knew there were Michelle and Melissa, like, for the most part.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they still remember me, because for some reason I think the year I'm like, everyone's forgotten about me. I don't know why, because, hermit life.
For sure. But also, it's being vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
It's feeling comfortable. We wore masks at the church service. Not everybody did, but we did. We felt fine about that. But also, I sat way up front because guess what? That's my homegirl. That's not, like I said, I know some people think, oh, that's whatever, you know them. Like, no, that's fam. And I think Vanessa got a dose of that last night to understand, like, oh, that's what that relationship is. Yeah, like fam. Like some years back, as me and Michelle known each other for a very long time. Michelle came through to try to teach me how to dance because I can't dance. Because I was going to attend. Me and Vanessa were going to go to a wedding again. One of her friends. It was going to be the first wedding her and I had attended as a couple. And I don't know how to dance. And I was like, shit, I can't be embarrassing her out there. And didn't know that till last night.
I didn't, and I was so precious. I was like, oh, my little fella. And I remembered when he used to be his little sparkly-eyed self when he was shy, and he'd be like, hi, pretty lady. And I'm like, hey, I'm Vanessa. What's up, motherfucker? What are we doing today? And he's like, I love you.
She was never that.
Don't let him lie to you.
She held that shit back until well after the fact.
Actually, you're probably right.
I know.
But then when I came, the waterfall of love and emotion was swiftly.
But all of that equates to what was a wonderful event. I'm saying Dan was there, Lunchbox was there. You were saying 2099 was in the building, and so we all hung together. And some of my old coworkers came through, and it was dope to see them and kick it with them.
They seem very nice. I was talking to them.
Yeah. Both of them good people, and
I did bond with random.
Actually, technically, one of them is still a coworker. They just don't live up here.
Oh, they moved somewhere else. But they're at home.
Yeah. Well, no, they I don't know if they go to office or home or not. So I don't know. So I can't call them.
I just always make random friends with like the lonely person where it's like, all right, we both know that we don't know too many people, and so it was like we looked at each other like we knew, like, all right, we're the odd man out. We're gonna make each other laugh, and that's what happened. Yeah. I always make friends.
So again, it's a wonderful experience. I did get dragged on a dance floor a couple of times, and guess what? Still can't dance.
Oh, what? But you were close.
But I'll always get on the dance floor and act a fool because I like I'm fun. I'm not one of those dudes. I am no longer. That's a different story. I am no longer one of those dudes who's just like, I was just too embarrassing for me to do anything about it. It's like,
I've been in the house too long. I don't care. I want to dance.
Well, it's like that. It's like the people who, again, this is a Dr. Seuss line, and I've said it on the show before, and it still holds true. Those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter.
Exactly.
People who mean the world to you are just like, look at my homeboy out here having a good time, and the people who don't know you don't fucking you. Who fucking cares?
Exactly.
Like I'll never see you again in my entire existence. Fuck off.
I will say the only thing I was afraid of is I have not worn heels in some time. I used to be able to jam and rock out with them, and even a little kitten heel was kicking my ass last night, and I was like trying to do the electric slide, like I still got it. Then I'm like, I felt myself sliding, and I was like, oh no, I'm not used to this.
I'm electrically sliding away.
I'm gonna slide my hip. But then I took my shoes off and tried to dance again, and I was dancing in the back with the younger crowd who don't get raunchy like I do, and then I noticed Michelle and everyone was, and I was like, I was dancing in the wrong spot, because I was like, you gotta shake your ass, what are you doing? No one is bending over and shaking. Come on, you guys.
Look, we pass this town regularly when we travel in this general direction. The town of Hamburg has this water tower that is shaped like a hamburger, and I feel like this town would be good to paint that bitch to look like a hamburger and make it a tourist attraction.
What if like they wanted to, but it's like some big town conspiracy because like some artist painted it and then they mysteriously died because the mayor didn't want the hamburger to be embarrassment because of his hatred of hamburgers? Possibly. You'll find out.
Okay.
You guys Google it.
Town of Hamburg. If you hear this, you should be doing that, man. All kinds of weird things become tourist attractions in this world, and that could be yours. People will come and visit it for miles about. You could become you could make Hamburg your deal. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Anyway, but Michelle, it was gorgeous. I loved her wedding dress. Her bridesmaid's dresses were on point. Her maid of honor was her daughter, and then her dress was lovely. The groomsmen all looked fantastic. The color combination was dope. The wedding cake was one beautiful, a beautiful looking cake, a beautiful to my eye, pleasing to look at cake that had a bat symbol being projected on it because Mike fucking Batman, Michelle fucking Wonder Woman.
That's sick. That's sick as fuck.
And then, like I said, and let me tell you something. Like, and Box will tell you this story probably on when we get him back on the feed. But I'm gonna tell you right now. I've never seen a more efficiently run operation in my life. Guest arrives, we sit, soon thereafter, they introduce the parents, soon thereafter, bride and groom come in, soon thereafter, speeches, soon thereafter, first dance, soon thereafter, this is all in moments. You know, so most weddings you hang for a little bit, and there's a cocktail hour, and then you eat dinner and so forth. But this is not how this was run.
It was actually a very comfortable pandemic wedding, because I will say I haven't been to a wedding yet, and the thought of going to a wedding scared the shit out of me initially. But how everything was set up and aired out, and even the dancing and stuff too, with the music, they flowed nice. It wasn't like lingering on like songs for too long. It was.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's fine. We'll get to that part when I talk about the DJ situation.
Oh yeah.
But it just Dan and I were sitting there next to each other like I've never ever seen a reception run like this, and this is amazing. The speeches, well,
I'll tell you, they got all emotional.
Let me tell you. Michelle's sister and listener, and her daughter both gave speeches that were wonderful, leaving both Dan and I crying.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was very sweet, and I don't know them like as well, like, but I know it's very true. But I was like, oh, because of her daughter giving the speech, and I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. Like, at least you know their relationship and stuff. And I turned around to like say something goofy to both of these men, and they're just weeping, and I was like, oh, I was not expecting that, because I obviously. You know, you always tend to like, you know, you get emotional, but there's nothing wrong with that. But Daniel usually always keeps that to his chest, and I was like, oh shit, I've never seen this man cry in my life. Good God.
So, Box and I are in tears. The best man speech was not even, in my opinion, not even a speech. It was clearly unprepared for. He thought he could wing it. He could not.
I don't think it was unprepared. I think he was literally thrown back at their epic speeches, and he's like,
true. Okay, you know what? That is a more positive way to look at that. And my apologies to that best man.
Like, he was trying to do a funny speech, but then he's like, you guys had such beautiful emotional speeches, it would be like ruining your speeches if I just...
It would be shitty for me to come here and try to crack wise.
Yeah, so...
You know what? A thought I had not had, and I thank you for that. That is more likely the scenario that occurred. But his shit was whack. Because he had to follow up Oscar winners, basically. So sorry,
right?
Champ, you got played.
You should have went first, buddy.
Yeah. And that's normally how it goes. The funny guy goes first, and then they do the other one. So, but hey, such is life.
I think they were just rehearsing. Melissa said they were rehearsing so long that they're like, we gotta get this speech out, man.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And it's like, it was clear Michelle was having a ball at her wedding. Which, sometimes you see brides and they're just like, I am washed.
She legit had a smile on her face the whole time, and it wasn't like a fake smile. It was a legit smile of happiness.
Work
like
the room, work in the room like you have to as a bride and so forth. And that was fantastic as well. And it was just good to see my homegirl happy, full of joy. And it was a joy to be there to celebrate that with her, and with my boo on my side, with my homeboys on my side. It's so dope when I get to just be with my people. I'm a family dude, man. And I got and these are my folk, and I fuck with it. And it was such a wonderful experience. It's a beautiful wedding, long, but not really. Just a Catholic ceremony, so you know how it goes. It was a
short Catholic.
It's ceremony. A combination of a mass and a God bless these people. Combination of mass and a wedding ceremony is how the Catholic goes, and to me it's standard. It goes about an hour and some change, and it was fine. And I like being. You know your boy's an atheist, and he don't care about saying that. But I like being in churches, especially I like being in churches like that because they have a history to them. There's an age and there's a specific way they are built. For acoustics, because back in the day, not everybody had microphones, and so they're meant to echo, so the word from the pulpit could reach all the way to the back. And I just always feel
like it's the same old like bald guy. Like, okay, maybe this is just my childhood too, growing up in the Catholic Church. But like I could never hear him, and then it would just always put me to sleep. And so I was trying not to go to sleep, and the smells and that just reminded me of taking a nap in the caves as a child.
It did not smell like incense, but I wonder if they don't do incense anymore because they don't want people coughing.
Actually, yeah, for the pandemic, that probably makes sense.
Yeah. So
1 mile. Exit right.
Thanks, Master Chief.
For the record, Master Chief's with us too. We forgot to tell you guys.
Oh yeah, my apologies. Master Chief is riding in ways being our directing us toward the Peace Bridge across the border.
Ooh, we're getting there. Oh my God! Like this is probably the first time in this trip. I'm not gonna lie to you that I felt the excitement because, well, I was tired this morning because I do not drink very often anymore, and the drink that I had at the wedding was like the martini of fire.
Yeah, I think that lady didn't know how to make it.
Martini of fire and ice.
Basically, just like, here, have a bunch of vodka, and I think it's a little vermouth, right? And I go, as far as I said, that's the only thing I do know is vermouth goes in a martini. I have no idea how to make one.
They didn't shake it or anything. They just threw that bad boy in a glass.
It was not stirred, even. So neither shaken nor stirred.
And he put some olives in it, and then I actually took the olives from the salad because I'm innovative.
I should have squeezed some lemon in it. I feel like there's a little lemon in it.
Well, I tried to do that, to make it like, saltier and good too. And then eventually what I did was I was like, you know what? This is too strong for me, so I'm just going to eat the olives, which were delicious. But man, those olives, I had a little nose going. So that's why I was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I like to dance. And it was a bunch of like ladies out there too who pretty much all strangers, but it was cool to be able to go out there and they didn't give a fuck either. They're like, oh, hey, this random lady's dancing too. Hell yeah, join us.
For sure. But so when we first get there, the DJ's playing just this most maudlin elevator music, and me and Box is clowning. I'm like, oh my God, this poor guy, because you can tell. I'm like, yeah, I can tell that DJ's a dude who could party, but couldn't party. But then the switch hit, and he got allowed to party, and when that happened, it was done. That kid he came through and set that shit the fuck off, and respect must be put on his skills. Oh, dude, super fun DJ. Let me tell you that.
He mixed too. Nobody mixes anymore.
Literally what I was about to, literally my work back exact words. That's just you in my head. Wedding DJs or DJs as like, they usually just, play from a playlist and go. No, this dude is up there actually cutting, blending, and
there were some good blends, like, all right.
Yeah. And it was so much fun. And Michelle, so as we were leaving out, like I said, normally, you know what I'm saying, Irish goodbye. This time, I decided, but I knew I was not going to just leave without telling that woman thank you and congratulations. And she was like, yo, I want you to know I told that DJ, none of this bullshit. And he knows. And people be asking him, people been coming up to him all night, basically hollering, trying to get into place with this bullshit. And I'm like, nah, we do this. Because Michelle has a very, very specific music taste. I'm saying Mike leaned a little more country, Michelle a little more hip-hop, R&B, and together, again, just a wonderful couple, man.
That's kind of like us. You're hip-hop and I'm rock and roll. Together, the combination.
I fucking rock and roll, and you fuck with hip-hop.
Yeah, but we've been together like 87 years, and so now our music taste is sort of blended together into the...
Fair enough, just like a one-winged dove.
Woo!
So, truly it was beautiful. It was a wonderful, wonderful evening. It was electric. It just felt good. And normally when I walk away from like a social event like that, again, like I said, almost all the weddings I've been to have been Vanessa's friends. And so I am the stranger in the room. And Vanessa, I'm having to lean on her and draining her battery my own way. This shit put a battery in my fucking back. I was with people I know and love in a room just so chock full of love. No one did that fucking love is patient, love is kind. I'm like, because I hate that shit. I hate every time I hear it.
Oh, you know what I was excited about? I did not see like the bridal toss to Beyonce. It might have happened later. I don't know. What the circumcision, cruel and harmful? What the fuck kind of ad is that?
I don't even know.
We're in Buffalo. All right, listen. Let me tell you something about Buffalo. America's greatest city. America right now, it is its greatest city because Jesus Christ, it's just bless its heart.
Is that Buffalo's nickname?
Yes.
Buffalo has 2 skyscrapers.
Yes.
2. I'm looking at them. 2.
Yes. And a lot of vacant houses.
I don't know about that. I've never been.
I personally do.
Well, yeah, it's been
from my experience with my job, but they're still there, unfortunately. But yeah, I guess they don't want you to. I mean, like whatever. Like, but it looked like a grown man, and it was just okay. It was like an chalk outline, and then just by the man's junk. And it's like, what grown ass man is going out here? Like, I would like to get circumcised as an adult. Like, dude, just deal with it. No one cares. Just put it in and out. Learn how to use this shit.
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll leave that behind.
This is why I can't have anything nice.
But like I said, got to tell Michelle congratulations and thank you, and how happy I was for her, and how hyped she was for herself, and that's dope too. Because sometimes you gotta be hyped for your fucking damn self.
Exactly. That doesn't happen all too often, especially with like ladies and stuff like that. Like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. So I love it, and So it was brilliant, and I dug it. But I also knew I was making this road trip tomorrow, so you know what I'm saying, we stayed a little later than actually we had planned.
Which did concern me a little bit, but at the same time, the happiness and joy, I was like, whatever. I will sleep in the car at the beginning, and guess what I did?
Again, like I said, that shit was the needed battery in my back of hanging with my folk, and it was so fucking good, and I love it, and I'm thank you. It's at some point you'll hear this while you're sitting at your desk at work, and I'm telling you to your face, to your ears, Michelle. Thank you. Congratulations to you and Mike. May you have a long and fruitful, not fruitful in the sense, you know what I'm saying, boning down, we all old, but you know, a wonderful life together, and we just ride out with that, and that's pretty swagtastic. They danced with their kids, you know what I'm saying? Oh, God, that was beautiful. They had a family dance. Michelle, Mike.
Kids were awesome too. I don't know why, but I always make friends with kids and everybody, and I was trying to look for the bathroom. And their one kid was like, hey man, you look like you need some help. And I was like, thanks man, where's the bathroom? And they're like, look at these cool pictures. And I was like, word.
So that was fantastic. And then we woke up today. I picked up the house a little bit. I repacked my bag, which I had packed last night, but it just wasn't laying like I wanted to. And I knew it. I was like, something ain't right here. Because I packed this bag. I have packed this book bag multiple times, and I always get the late nights.
Exit right.
It's almost here.
And
I got my COVID test and pre-registration ready for entry to Canada. I got it. Here, let me get our passports ready. Hold on.
I'm super hyped about this. But
don't you have to do it in a specific way where you put the passport?
tuck them into each other with a picture showing.
It's been a while, but this ain't our first rodeo.
Yeah. Again, I'm wildly excited about this about here doing this border crossing. There's a lot of rules for it. But Vanessa and I got COVID tested Friday morning. As we record this on Sunday,
Exit right.
As we record this, it is Sunday morning. We got our results Saturday morning, both negative. Thank you, Maker. And doing what we're supposed to do to not get COVID, and
staying away from people and washing our hands, and
yeah.
We don't want that evil on us.
Fall out.
And I gave the kids instructions. Because my children are left at home, and I told them what to do.
Right.
Please don't burn the house.
Stay the course.
And here we are now nearing the Peace Bridge, Fort Erie, Canada.
Canada only. That's where we're going.
And I'm headed to the border.
Keep right.
I am looking up
the course.
my test results in my chart. Inbox. Where did that go? My chart. Oh God, I'm panicking.
Do I just stay here? I don't think I stay here. And here I go. Like I said, we're crossing the bridge. You got a little bit. You got to get across the bridge before you get to the old Canadian actual border. This is the Peace Bridge. You probably recognize this bridge if you ever watched the movie Long Kiss Goodnight. Gina Davis, Samuel L. Jackson. It's the bridge the bad guys wanted a piece of in that movie.
No peace. No peace. Where is this guy?
I don't know what this guy's doing.
Changed his mind. He's not going to Canada. Bye. Like literally, I think he's literally doing a Yui. Like, I chose incorrectly. Oh, there's people walking. Like, man.
Wait, the bridge is there.
No, I know the bridge is there, but like, that's a beast thing to do. Like, hell yeah, I'm walking to Canada. I feel like I'm doing this because this is literally the first place I've been in like, what?
Half a mile. Keep left. Eyes up.
Like 2 years besides us. You know, I mean, we hang out around our local areas and stuff, but the best that we could do during a pandemic, I haven't been anywhere. I've just been in Lakewood, which I love Lakewood, don't get me wrong, but I've just been itching to like go somewhere. It's almost like a forgotten other realm.
Keep left.
And now it's like it's
Eyes
here.
up.
It's happening. Finally. And the way we do it is we do it right, is we're just getting out. We're getting the fuck out of the country. We out.
Relax. Mask for vehicle inspection. So mask on. Hey, check it out. It's something you just learned.
Yes.
I don't understand why they want masks on. They're going to be looking at our faces, but okay.
They might, like...
I know.
Or I don't know if they'll have us get out so we
Keep
can show
left.
them stuff. Or...
Eyes up.
Are you sure? Because I'm looking at a whole little border. You know what, Master Chief? I'm going to trust you on this one. You never steer me wrong in Halo.
Lucky 13.
Kept left.
To the left, to the left. So, I don't know if you guys... Well, I'm assuming nobody's really traveled to Canada that often, but the border area I always like it. I mean, obviously, it's going from one country to another, so they got to get out all the fancy bells and whistles, but they just have a nice little, like, it looks like they literally have every tree from the state in this area to kind of, like, showcase it off. Like, it's really nice, and, like, it looks kind of like a nice little rest stop. Like, it's so inviting. I love Canada. This is so nice.
I'm gonna breathe, because it's always a nervous wreck. So I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit, and I'm probably gonna cut out a good chunk of this quiet, but it keeps my mind at peace. So we're going to cross the border here. The recording's still going to go. I'm going to let the recording go, so you'll be able to hear what you hear. I'm just going to roll. You got to have all the windows down. It's weird. They got to be able to look in the car basically. And
there's probably air out too, so they're like air that shit out so you don't.
For sure. Here, you get the top two. You get all the windows that I can open on this car open. And
get your phone ready with your COVID negative test.
Right. Crank my brightness up.
Is this person in front of us from Nevada?
I don't know. I can't see the plate. It says Las Vegas on the ring, but I don't know if that counts as the plate.
That's quite it.
Test results. Here we go to asymptomatic COVID test. There it is. Test. So I got that out. Okay, so while I'm sitting back here and I can talk to you.
Talk a little louder because we got our masks on now.
I'll crank it up in post. So to get into Canada, I think I might have talked about this on the show already, but I'm just going to repeat it to you while we're at the border. You're required to have been vaccinated fully, both rounds or the single shot guys. You're required to have had a negative COVID test within 72 hours of entering the country. You're required to have a COVID plan, a quarantine plan in case some shit goes sideways, where they're like, nah, you got to quarantine, or you got to have a plan and a place to stay for 14 days. And know where that place is at. What else? And then I think it's just your standard documentation after that point. You can be, and not everybody will be, but you can be requested to take another test while in Canada. But if they do that, they'll pay for it, and they'll just you get a kit. You have to do it over a Zoom call so they can watch you do it, and they can watch you do it and make sure you do it right, and then you send it to them, and they'll test to make sure that you're. You know what I'm saying? That's a randomized test, so not everybody will get that, but it's possible that they could be like, hey, I want you to take another test just in case. And I don't blame them because, you know what I'm saying, there's been word of people coming in.
From Florida.
Well, I don't know where they came from.
I know, but
still.
That's where I see the cesspool at this
So
point.
basically, the border Canada used to be, you roll up, you give them your passport. They ask some wildly weird questions that always make me uncomfortable. But
poor little fella.
Because they ask about guns, and I'm like, do you think I got guns because I'm black? But that's not what they're asking. They're asking because they know Americans are a gun fucking running country. But also, you can take long guns up into Canada to hunt.
To shoot the moose and squirrel.
No, but no handguns. They don't allow handguns in Canada.
Because they're like, please shoot these moose because we can't shoot them because they're so
No
giant
one's
and
hunting
scary.
moose. No one's hunting moose.
There's probably some idiot out there.
Caribou and deer and probably some small game. But
I wonder if we'll see a moose this time.
no, because we don't go to that section of Canada. Moose are more that way.
Want to fuck around and find out?
I would not. I like to go to the city. We're heading up to Toronto if you're wondering where we're going. I don't know if I said that. We're going up to Toronto. It's very near to my birthday. Tuesday's my birthday. The actual day we're coming back is we'll actually be on my birthday. But we're going up to celebrate me because I fuck with Toronto so much. And I'm like, and I had thought about going once they said the border's open. But then I kind of like, nah, man, I don't know. And that I don't know was basically because I couldn't understand or figure out how to get a COVID test. Because unlike other states where it's just a breeze, where you can go get the motherfuckers anywhere at any time, the great state of Ohio is just like, I don't know.
Like, is this official? I don't know. And then we ended up going to the local Cleveland clinic because we know that's official. Like, all right, this is the clinic. They ain't going to steer us wrong.
Not even they not steer us wrong. They had results.
The same day.
They said 12 to 24 hours, and it was less than 24 hours when I got the results. So I fuck with it. A lot of other people say that they've nearly missed travel times because these corporations be fucking around. We watched a YouTube video, and this couple was doing this, just trying to make sure that we have the steps down. Mm-hmm. And they said that they ended up taking multiple COVID tests because the lady at the one spot recommended they take more than one because sometimes they fuck up. That's Walgreens.
My sister's a nurse, and where she works, they said that they started doing self-swabbing because that's more efficient, because then you know yourself that you're doing it, because some people, like, when somebody tries to stick something up your nose, you know, it will back away so they don't get the full mucus. So when you do it yourself, you don't see it, you just stick it up your nose, and you're like, what? Swirl it? That feels weird.
Oh, quite. If you've not had a COVID test, it is an interesting feeling. It's a bit tickly. It very nearly makes you sneeze. It's basically a specific type of swab. I know you hear swab, you're thinking they shoving a Q-tip up there, but it's not. It's a test. It is a swab, but it's a testing swab. Way skinny, and you just go up to a specific height in your nose, and you gotta circle that bitch around, not back to back, no side to side. You want to get around there.
It's kind of like, ladies, when you pluck your eyebrows. When you pluck just that one weird one and it makes you sneeze, it's that feeling.
Well, like I said, and you want to get, and you get both nostrils, and then again, this, I know you're hearing self and you're thinking that you just do it yourself. Well, no, like literally, there's a medical assistant standing there who opens the swab for you, and when you know it's, you know, a new swab, and then they hold the tube that you put it in, and they cap the tube and so forth. And it's just, like I said, everything about the experience was fine, and the results were back in the time that they promised them in. And like I said, here we are. So I'm sitting here at the border. Take a nice picture for me, baby, if you can. And maybe this will be our show art if it's a nice looking picture.
They have a little tree in there.
And well, I more wanted this because it says
I know,
Canada
I was
biggest
being
thing.
silly.
And I'm just like I said, I'm excited for it. I mean, we'll fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? We'll get the color right and so forth.
I was just showing you.
Yeah.
Make sure I leave my stuff open.
I already see my screen locked again, but I'll open it back up.
I just want to make sure that I got. All right, so I got.
Oh, this person got. I don't think nothing on call.
Oh, okay. I got a stretch immediately.
All right, in the time we've been sitting here, I've seen one car actually make it across the border. This truck has been sitting here for some time.
They probably have to like do the.
Well, yeah, they got to go through all the steps we just explained.
Or I wonder if anybody, like, if they let anybody in, if they don't do the digital online thing. Like, I don't know if they'll reject you or not. Because, I mean, obviously most people know, but what if it's, like, an old person that doesn't have a smartphone and they're like, I'm just trying to go.
You can do it on a website. They have stuff for that.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
but in those situations, then you'd have to have printouts.
Yeah, that's true.
80 degrees, warming up the leaves. I can walk on water, 1,000 miles from shore, Father, hold me close.
Our GPS has told us there's a 3-minute delay. Traffic is building up ahead. Like, well, we haven't gone anywhere, little fella, and we know we're at the border. That's why. I forgot about duty-free shops. Does anybody shop there, like, that listens to this? Like, what do you get there? Do you get cartons of cigarettes and perfume? Like, and why?
I never did understand the perfume notion.
Well, perfume is
maybe a gift. Maybe I don't know.
Well, it's expensive and it's tax free.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
It's
bro.
something.
I've never felt like perfume was so.
I'm not a perfume connoisseur, but I guess it used to be such a luxury, and so that's why.
Maybe that's the case. But I've never thought perfume was so exorbitantly priced that I couldn't just buy some.
They're like, this is deal, and it's $300, and you'll smell like a beaver's butt. Because I found out recently that vanilla is actually from beaver's butt particles.
No,
was that what it was?
Don't share that way. One, I've actually told this story on the show before for long-term listeners of castorium, which is a basically it's from a beaver. It's a what is the word do I want?
I know what you're thinking of, and I can't think of it. I like see. I'm gonna
go with juice from a beaver's anal gland.
Ew.
And that has been used for a very long time in the manufacture of perfume for a while there in flavoring things. They don't really do it for flavors much anymore. They still do use it for smells, but it was also used for like strawberry flavoring and stuff. So I learned about castorium on the podcast.
They do all sorts of stuff in perfume, and then they dilute it with alcohol, and all of it in the end to me smells like similar. Like the initial smell is good, but I feel like the linger of like all the perfumes are kind of like the same, and it's kind of at this point to me like kind of old lady-ish, like oh god, like at least like the alcohol based ones, like I can't even.
Well, again, I learned about castorium from the podcast. Good job, Brian. I would tell you to certainly go find that episode because it's very informative and fun. And in fact, their podcast mascot is a beaver. After that, because it's one of their earlier episodes. So it's fun. That's how I know about Castoreum. And you just saw a TikTok about it the other day, right? And sent it to me. And I was like, I'm already hip, little homies. I know about Castoreum. Secretion. It's a secretion from a beaver's anal glands. Is the word I was looking for. Secretion. That car was going straight toward number 12, not realizing it was closed.
Was it? Oh, no.
And then they slid over right quick, and now they're going to jump over to 14 because they think it's further up.
That means I'll get to go faster, right?
I mean, I don't know.
It might not.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea. Every car is different.
Correct.
Like, we could be stuck by this guy right now, but it might be smooth sailing for the rest of them.
Correct.
Oh, well, it's a tags hanging out. Let me get that for you, little fella. You're so cute. So, I see over there, it looks like dirt and salt trucks.
Okay.
Like, since it's the border, do you think it's because the border has to have, like, its own, like, thing? It's not, like, Canadian or U.S., it's just, like, the border trucks only. So that, like, whoever's working the day, they just, like, flip a coin. They're like, U.S. does it today.
I don't even know. Technically, is that on the Canadian side? Is that on, it's like, you know what I'm saying? This is at a curve.
Yeah. So
I couldn't tell you, like, what's what. It's interesting. But, yeah, you got to be prepared to, salt the surfaces.
The Great Way North. Great White Buffalo.
Don't let me drown. I've not been back up here to Canada since September of 2019. My son and I came up for a game.
Oh my God, has it been like 2 years already?
For a game convention.
Jesus.
And so it's been, wow, like literally because it's September's records, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so it has been nearly 2 years since I've been up to Toronto and to just Canada in general.
That sounds like it's been 2 years for me too. I can't believe, I literally cannot fathom right now.
Yeah, because we came up.
It's been 2 years.
We came up in August of that year for our anniversary. That's when we went to Crystal Beach.
We did, yeah.
So it has been 2 years since you've been up here.
Yes.
And like I said, I'm gonna be just shy of 2 years by coming in here now.
It feels so surreal to think it was 2 years because it just feels like, oh, it was last year, and
it wasn't.
My mind is completely blown again. Like it just is.
2020 was such a loss. 2021 it was trying to be a bit of a loss because people are so utterly just.
Oh my fucking God.
I don't know, man.
We're here to forget about it this trip, though. What I do remember about Toronto and what I love is it's a very like international city. So I've had my share of traveling internationally before, and some cities you can just tell they're just made for international traveling. Like obviously New York is made for traveling. When I went to Europe, Amsterdam was a super travel spot, but it's not like just I know everybody's like weed whatever, but like they had like translations and stuff everywhere. And Toronto does that too. Like their public transportation is awesome. It's everywhere. There's always something to do. There's a different area for everyone. And like they're just so welcoming and just everybody minds their own business, man. Yeah, and everybody's chill.
All right, and I mean, two have gone through since we've been here, at least in our particular lane. So
another one.
Just respect on it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you do have to pay to cross the border. But
you really? I forgot about that. Oh my God.
But I have an Easy Pass, so it'll just go on the Easy Pass. So, and I want to say it's like $4 or $5. It's nothing too terrible.
Oh, okay. That's what helps pay for the salt truck, fellas.
Correct.
There you go.
And also, this entire operation has to be paid for. Mm-hmm. You can't just have people just sitting here. They have to be hired, you know what I'm saying, and paid to do their job, which is literally, these people are literally the line of defense for this country. And I get it, we're not going in there causing war, but they are the people who, you know what I'm saying. That's why they take it so serious. So I get cranky sometimes because they're so serious at the border, but they have to be. They
do. Like, I remember when I was coming back from Europe, and they asked me, and this is just how I am. I always try to get people to laugh, and I'm just a goofy motherfucker.
That's me too. And
especially when I'm by myself.
Because I try to decompress the situation and make it a little more chill.
For sure.
Like you just tried to do it at the Auntie Anne's, and that lady was still mad.
She was still mad.
And so there was no joking with her having a good time, but she was just mad. She was at work and didn't want to be.
I don't think she was mad. I honestly
don't think she was mad at you. I think she was just at work on
I think she was just tired and hungover and was like, I'm fucking Sundays, man.
Go back out. Literally, there's
a bee.
There's multiple windows open in this car. This thing can go anywhere, but here it is, hanging out.
What's going on? Bye.
You made it out. Good job, Brain.
See you later, little Canadian bee. Am I Canadian? Am I American? I don't know. I'm just a bee.
Another one got through, so we're doing it, people. I hope everybody's doing what they're supposed to do.
Bees in the car.
Again, let me unlock. Well, never mind. Until I get up there.
But I've wanted a pretzel because I've been craving. I don't know why. I don't know where we heard it from. It was some podcast or show we were watching. But it was 80 cents pretzels.
I'm almost positive it was Mythical, and they were eating Wetzel's pretzels.
Yeah.
And the bitches looked massive.
It was. And I was like, man, I haven't had an 80 cents pretzel in forever. And so we were there, and I'm like, you know what? This will be a nice little road snack for when we get to Canada. And after recording snack.
I'll pull it on when I have to. Sorry, people. This mask, you know what I'm saying? I get it. We're supposed to wear a mask, but until I get up there and, you know what I'm saying, I'm speaking face to face. Like, I wear a mask when I pull up on McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? If you go to fast food, I put a mask on. So I understand that because it's just respectful of the person who's helping you. But right now, I'm nowhere. I'm sitting in my car. I can, pull the mask off. And it's not off. It's hanging on my ear if you're wondering how I do it. I don't do the, my nose hanging out like somebody's dick.
Oh, my God. I hate that so much. Maybe it's because I missed out because I worked at home before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to really experience much of the first, when people were wearing masks, like I don't know what I'm doing. And I know my one friend referred to it as dick nose. And so I never really saw it. But then now, recently, since I'm now fully vaccinated, I've been out in public a little bit more and I've been seeing it. And I now know the rage of the dick nose. It's like, dude, just cover it up. Like, if you're gonna do it, just do it, or don't do it. Don't look. Why would you make me mad, bro? Some people just like to make people mad. We are approaching another car. Is gone.
I just realized I just flipped it, so of course the mics are going to switch sides. It's a binaural microphone.
So, the audio recording will be topsy-turvy.
Well, I forced it in mono, but Chalfie, back when I didn't force it to go mono for size, Chalfie was like, y'all record in stereo? And I'm like, yeah, we do. How'd you notice? He goes, I heard somebody's voice on one side and somebody else's voice on the other, and I thought it was so fun.
In stereo. It is cool doing that. Oh my God.
I have to look for Maynard's wine gums while I'm up here to send to my main Chalfie.
The homie. That reminds me. So I went to school for film and audio and stuff. And I remember when I first started doing audio recording, we had the best studio, dude. Like, that was both like good training but also bad because they gave us they trained us on the best equipment, but then sent us into the wild and they're like, now you will work with the filth of equipment that you know how to work the master gear. No.
I know. It's like I feel like you should almost be taught both. Like, you should.
Well, we did learn both, but I feel you're right.
If they teach you too good, then you have to go work use shittier shit. Then it's like, oh, this is awful. But if they teach you just shitty shit, you don't have the experience with the
exactly.
Good, you know
but the shitty shit is where you kind of learn when you're an intern.
Your card here. I don't have a card, so I don't have to display it.
Nope. Oh, he has little papers.
Yeah.
We are next in line. It says stop here until lane is clear. But I remember that was one of the coolest things. And I have my ancient treasures, like audio tracks that I was just playing with and figuring out back and forth when I was doing sound design. And learning how to do sound design in movies is the coolest thing ever, where it's like learning how to do, especially like steps walking across a screen where it goes from left to right. Oh my God. I'm a nerd, guys. I love audio. It makes me so happy. And all video things. Alright, so let me go ahead and get my information on the phone. Hold up. Alright, so log into the medical.
Okay, I gotta close the app and open it again because it has signed me out.
Did it for me too. Alright, still the Canada app though, so.
Okay. Arrive Can, yeah. That's also something I didn't mention. You need to download and use the Arrive Can app. There are expectations of you to use that to basically sign in for everything. What's up?
I was just logging in and it just it shut down. It got angry. It's probably because we don't have Wi-Fi or anything, and we're getting close to the border, so.
You switch over to Rogers as opposed to T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm. So it's I don't know what to do with my hands. Is that birchwood?
I don't know what you're looking at, baby.
If you look up, so I thought that was cement, this little enclosure that kind of looks Sydney Opera House.
You think that's wood, and I think that's metal of some sort. Interesting. Yeah, when we get closer, we'll take a peek.
Or maybe it's cement they just designed. We'll find out shortly.
It'd be weird to make an arch out of cement, though, babe.
Yeah, that's true.
Too heavy. Phones? I don't know what we're handling.
Yeah, phones.
Okay, yeah.
And passports, because he handed them passports first. They'll probably be all right, give me this first and that. Probably all right, where's this app and that?
Yeah, looks like he just handed him back his paperwork and his passport. He has someone else's phone because he passed someone else's phone in. Or they. I don't want to assume gender. My apologies.
The other person probably. Oh, very lovely day.
It's very nice. It has rained a little bit on the drive here, but nothing too terrible. No, it's not stormy. But as I look across the border, it's slightly cloudy, but the blue's breaking through. So it looks nice.
Perfecto.
Gosh, I miss Canada. I truly, truly, truly have enjoyed going there, and I have missed it.
I'm just curious how it looks like in there. Like from the outside, it looks like it could be some cool, fancy mall. But I'm sure it's just all offices or something, But I wonder if they have a food court for their employees. I would imagine.
Everybody's just packing their lunch and unhappy about it.
Oh, no. Give them some sort of sandwiches or pretzels. Hey, another Ohio friend. Hey, guys, we're going to Canada too, man. What's going on, homie? You got some Buckeyes? I'm leaving my one app open so it doesn't log out again.
Well, that's something that just kind of rub my finger back and forth and kind of keep it alive. So the screen won't turn off and I don't have to log back into the app. Only took us a half tank to get here.
That's not bad at all.
Not at all.
That is something that we're figuring out the new car too. The zoom, how much better, worse we do on gas and traveling the highway. I mean, the Fit always had good mileage.
I should have filled up on here before we crossed the border, but my mind had not told me.
Well, I mean, once we get there too, we're gonna be walking around the city
too.
I
hate paying for gas in Canada because it's by liter and it's like.
I mean, do we have enough to make it there, then back to the border on the way home?
I don't know.
Looks like it's our turn.
All right, gotta wait till the lane is clear to pull forward. Good
In
afternoon.
0.1 miles. Exit right. Forward.
Lakewood, Ohio, forgive me.
Where are you going?
Toronto.
Specific trip?
Leisure?
How long are you staying?
Till Tuesday.
Where are you staying?
Where we staying? We have an Airbnb in Toronto.
Fully vaccinated?
I am?
Yep.
Fully tested too?
I have our vaccination cards. There's my COVID test. I'm turning your brightness up, eh?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. It's hers.
What are you bringing in today?
Just our clothes.
Alcohol or tobacco?
No.
Firearms or weapons?
No, sir.
Own any guns?
No,
No.
I don't.
Cash with you?
No, she didn't bring any cash this time.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I bet they have us in the system. They're like, these guys are homies.
That's the one that you can arrive can app. I've never had to go this
That was
easy.
super easy. That was easier than it normally is.
Yeah, how funny.
We were all freaking out like, oh God. We're like, it's easier. Like, easy pass holder.
I indeed am an easy pass.
Good afternoon is what it says here.
Why is my easy pass not going off? Hold on, you pull further up?
Maybe.
My easy pass isn't going.
Is there someone behind us? Can we
No.
back up and try another one? Or... Oh, for Christ's sake. Easy pass.
How funny.
It looks like it's kind of wobbling though, so I don't know.
That's true. But let me just back up and go to
Another one. I'm gonna put our cards on their passports.
and this one. Alright. Easy tag owner. I have an easy tag.
Go to that one. It says it's like
Okay.
no, that one's red, and then go to the green one.
So which one?
The green one over there.
I don't have cash.
They're purple. I'm sorry.
Okay. I said I have as we try to get through my easy pass is not easy pass. And it says good. There it goes.
Hey. I hope it doesn't charge us twice. You know what? We probably just got a shitty.
Exit right.
We're all excited and we're like, oh God, we're never gonna make it. Yay!
Turn right.
We made it, everybody. We are out of the United States. See you in hell, America. Until Tuesday.
Exit right.
Well, there you go. We've successfully crossed into Canada, and we're on our way up to the 6. And not the 6. Remember, no one in Toronto calls us that.
Just us.
T-Dot. Cardinal Official is the MC whose name I couldn't remember earlier. And that has been you crossing the border with us into Canada via Stage Krunchy and Milk. It's been a good time. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We're going to sit and bullshit and have a good trip, and it's going to be great. You rock.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Skip will be right back after these messages. And now back to Skip.
Record button.
Yep, recording. It's solid.
All right, there you go.
Testing 1 2 1 2. This is just a test. Cool, cocky.
Again, no. So this is the reverse. Now we're headed back toward the States. We've had a great few days in Canada. I've missed it. I've missed it so much. Last stop was at Sobeys grocery store in Welling? Wella? What was
Welton.
Welton, Ontario. And I got, for those, if you know, you know, I got me a grip of Shreddies and some 5 Alive and more Kit Kats than Dan will know what to do with, because I buy the Kit Kats for Dan. And it's almost his birthday, and so he will have an epic supply of Kit Kat for his birthday. And because he doesn't listen to this show, he'll never know about this.
Suckers.
So, I mean, chat be cool. Don't go telling him that he got so many Kit Kats. He knows I'm buying Kit Kat, but he don't know how much Kit Kat. So we got it. We're doing the damn thing. You know how we do.
This man has no idea what's about to happen to him.
Yeah, I hope those ones in that bag that are like, they've been, we like bought some while we were nearer to Toronto as well. And I hope they've done okay in the day, because we stopped at the beach. You know what I'm saying? There's a beach on the other side of Lake Erie, on the Canadian side of Lake Erie.
It's magic.
It's called Crystal Beach. It's gorgeous. The water is wild clear. It's interestingly shallow. You'll walk out, right? It'll be deep for a second, then all of a sudden you'll be on like a sandbar. It'll be like, it'll go from like to your thighs, and then it'll be like to your shins, like just like above your ankles, and then it gets deep again. But it's beautiful. It's fun. And we got out there, swam about for a bit. And
Not a lot of people out. It was nice. Everybody distanced and kept away.
For sure. But then we're like just sitting there, like taking some sun. And there was this lady next to us who Vanessa and I both had. I looked at her bum earlier in the day, because she was in a bikini. We'd seen her bum and thought nothing of it. We're like, okay, cute bum, and we kept it moving.
Well, he actually caught me too, and then was making fun of me because he's like, "Did we both just do that at the same time?"
Yeah. We caught like I had looked and then turned my head to catch her looking. And I was like, I feel good about that. It's okay. So we're just sitting there marinating and literally just sunning ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We did a little swimming, and now we're just sitting in our chairs, just hanging out. And this lady, the cute bum lady, comes over and is like, "Okay, guys, I'm going out there swimming. Don't worry, I'm a really good swimmer. I'm saying I'm going to leave my bike and my bag right here. And if I don't come back, the sharks got me." Which is a joke, because we have no sharks in Lake Erie.
It's Lake Erie, yeah.
So we just chuckled off like, "Hi, you're a silly lady. Great time." And I guess she picks up on our accent. It's like, "Hey, where you guys from?" And we're like, "Ohio." "Oh my God, you're from the States?"
No, she says, "Americans, you're back."
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's so weird. And
we are indeed Americans, and yes, we are back, bitches.
And we're thinking she's just happy the American tourists are back. Or
That's
whatever.
what I was thinking too. Yeah. Tourism's coming back. We're starting to open up again and happy.
She immediately says how bullshit it is that we have to wear masks and get vaccinated, and then we're down the Q rabbit hole. So if you don't know,
immediately I'm glad that I have on the glasses that I do, so I have transition lenses.
Keep left.
And with that, it's become
Eyes up.
sunglasses, because I know my face tells it all. And I was like, thank Christ it's sunny, because she would see my eyes looking at her like, what the fuck? And then the glazed over look where I disassociated myself, and she kept talking, and I remember bits and pieces of it, and I was like, I just stop talking.
Well, what I am telling you is that
Christ.
so insane. That I don't know, if you're not aware of QAnon, don't make yourself aware of QAnon, but kind of be aware of QAnon, because it's kind of necessary.
Do not go to the Telegraph where she told us to go and look up their shit.
See, I wasn't even mentioning that shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You heard nothing. We're deleting that. We don't even want to tell you where to go. This crazy lady told us to go somewhere.
she kept talking to us about some queen from the Philippines, QAnon this, the white hats, the Bill Gates vaccine,
Which I've never heard of any of this shit.
turning off the 5G towers,
And having some new tower and some machines where,
quantum shit.
yeah, you go in and you get 30 years taken off you.
Oh my, yeah, she's talking about the machines from Elysium as if they're real. I don't know if you've ever seen the Matt Damon movie Elysium. It's a pretty decent movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, this is crazy. Right-wing hands. So I was just like, this is crazy. I was like, this is bonkers. And
I thought she was gonna stop, but she just kept going, and I kept trying to.
and then she kept kind of like leaning in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, please, because I know
and
your
touching
ass.
us.
I
Like
know.
she's so excited to touch us, like you are a real American.
Like, I know you aren't vaccinated, bitch.
I'm like, God Christ, I got my third fucking shot before we
I
left
know, because I was just like, oh my God, but I'm glad we were outside and the wind was blowing. And I'm like, look, when you're outside, well, you're okay.
Keep left.
You're
Wash my
okay.
hands
Eyes up.
after. I didn't touch my face in the meantime, and actually the wind was blowing down from us, so
Yeah.
it made it a lot more comfortable.
So I felt very safe in that regard. But yeah, that was pretty fucking bananas.
Wait, real quick. We're in the border between nothing. We're nowhere right now. We're in Canada. We're in the U.S. We're in nothing. We're on a bridge to nothing.
We're on what's
nowhere.
known as the Peace Bridge, headed back toward America right now. So that trip, and I don't know. It's just it was pretty fucking hilarious.
I've heard about these people, but I've never actually seen them. And sometimes online, I'm like, is this just all silly acting? And that's what I think sometimes. And people for attention, which yes, this lady was looking for attention.
Oh,
Damn.
Cars, buses, RVs. Okay, there's a line.
Okay,
specific
those are
for-
trucks, and this is us. There's like literally, you guys can't see this, but it's like,
The things crossing the border mostly are trucks.
yeah, like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, like at least 10.
There's only one car in front of us. Remember how I told you about Canada? This is going to be fantastic. We're going to be quiet though for a little bit because
We're about to go through.
is anybody in that lane? Okay,
In
there's
0.1
one in each
miles.
lane, so I will go.
Keep left. Eyes up.
For the record, Master Chief is helping us get home. But yeah, we just are at the stop sign. Proceed and clear. Look how cute you are. Your passport picture. You're so adorable.
Ooh, I wonder if we put our mask on when we come back. I don't even know.
We'll find out.
Yeah, sure.
The Nexus. That's the one we're going to go.
I ain't got no Nexus popping off.
That's for the dual citizens that travel and work in between the countries.
Oh.
Because it's, I mean, literally, it's a thing. That'd be interesting. Be like, I live in Buffalo, but I work in Canada, or I live in Canada and I work in Buffalo.
True. I wonder what your tax situation is in that.
I wouldn't even know how to file your taxes.
Yeah.
No idea. You literally did your taxes in 2 different countries. But then if you live in the other country, does that mean you're evading taxes?
Again, I don't know. I don't know how the tax situation works.
The more you know.
I think I go for it. Proceed when lane is clear. Okay. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
All right, Terrence.
Tis I.
Man, you have a good disposition. You seem like a happy guy.
It's literally my birthday.
It is. It is literally his birthday. Like,
Yeah, happy birthday.
oh, yay.
45?
46.
46. Oh, 1970, 46. All right. And Vanessa.
Yeah.
All right, how did you know each other?
It's my partner.
Yeah, my partner. My love.
Of nearly 9 years.
That's your girl?
Yeah.
Girl.
All right, handshake again, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. Well done, pal.
Oh, goodness.
All right, guys, why were you in Canada?
It was my birthday, so we went up to hang out in Toronto.
Right on.
Brought
Have you ever
back-
been there before?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years. I've missed it a lot.
Gotcha.
Super good time.
All right, what do you got coming back from Canada with you?
Cereal? Some candy bars? Yeah,
Cupcake.
it's some of the best cereal.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. It's my favorite cereal.
He's literally
and the fact that I haven't been
obsessed
able to buy it, it's called Shreddies. And the fact that I've been unable to buy it breaks my heart. It's called Shreddies.
It's Shreddies, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
The
good.
yellow box? Yeah.
Dude, that looks like
You
the crispy rice stuff that we have.
you
looks
think
like Old
and
Lady
it
cereal.
Corn checks and rice checks.
tastes nothing like it. Promise you.
I don't believe you.
I'm telling you. Hey, bro.
Eat some.
I would gladly let you have some if you would.
He's like, next time you got to bring a box for me to try.
No, you need to bring milk.
That's
We're all gonna try it right here together. I care if it's your birthday or not.
Oh my gosh, it literally is my favorite thing, man. And they sell it on Amazon, but it's like $18 a box, and I just can't even bring myself to do it. I cannot.
It's like we'll get it ourselves.
Hi, my man. Happy birthday.
Thank you so very much. Be well.
Take care, sir.
Thank you. You're so adorable. I love you. And we've just entered into America.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that's happening. I forgot.
What,
You're working on the show.
I want to be in
Keep left.
America. So we go
Eyes up.
south.
City Buffalo.
City Buffalo. Okay. Wait for it. Wait for it. We're in New York. Couldn't walk in here. I'm in New York.
But see,
That
so
man was a goofy ass motherfucker.
in case you don't know, again, coming back in America is always breezy, and like I said, they're usually pretty cool about it.
I think that
as
dude
you
was
can
just
hear.
bored and was like, please talk.
True indeed, because we hadn't been having a lot of coming back to America because people hadn't been able to really leave America. But also,
Apparently I'm a hot chick. All right.
My little
My
love.
ego boost for the day. Oh, thank you, Mr. Borderman, for the compliment. I will ride that high for as long as I can.
But also, I love that. I love when people ask, "What are you bringing back?" I'm like, cereal by the boatload, and they be like, "Are you for real?" I'm like, my guy.
And he's like, you really are? And he's like, what? This looks like chips.
Like, nah. Oh shit, I'm still on kilometers. I gotta flip my car back over to miles per hour.
We're gonna be like, why are we going 100? Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, hold on, let me.
I took a picture of it earlier and I'm gonna send it to the kids and be like, look how fast we got the car. Which of course it's kilometers, but just to tease them, be a little stinker butts.
There we go. Back to the appropriate miles per hour. Wow.
Yay.
It was easy. Well, so it's because my car has a digital gauge, and you know it doesn't even have. It used to be that you'd have an analog gauge that had the kilometers just smaller, but you kind of know what you're doing. But because of the digital gauge in this car, I had to actually switch over to kilometers to drive a boot Canada and get around. Because even though I'm driving around Canada using Waze was like, nah, we staying on miles, homie. Whereas, oddly enough, Google Maps, we use that to kind of walk around, was kilometers all day. Once we got up north, they was like, it's kilometers, homie. That's how we get down. But anyway, back to this weird lady at the beach.
Oh yeah.
Telling us all these QAnon conspiracies and so forth. And I just was like, I just sat there just astounded, but not, because I knew it. Like I said, I've heard this before. I listen to a podcast, I think we talked about it earlier in this very episode, Reply All, about how, excuse me, I was burping, about, they're ostensibly a tech podcast, and QAnon is more tech related than you think it is, because it's just a bunch of dorks computer dorks who got basically started.
No. That makes it sound like they're cool computer dorks. This is like the scum of the earth, fucking villainous pieces of shit dorks that were mean to fucking everyone. That were like, why is everyone mean to me? Because I'm a piece of shit and I'm a mean, horrible person trying to get back at the world. Sorry for the anger.
Really.
They caused Gamergate, and that's what pisses me off too, though. And
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, let me have my rage.
Yeah, but that's not what we do here.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage.
But it was just wild to have this person like I'm a stranger to you, and you are preaching to me this weird thing that you think. Why do you think I agree with you?
It really was cultish and seemed like preaching-ish. Like, hold on, let me Jehovah Witness this. Let me tell you about the Lord and our Queen.
Like, sir, ma'am, for me to get here, it took, guess what? A vaccination. My mask is sitting here right next to me. You're lucky I can just put it on.
They're like, don't get vaccinated. I'm like, I did it 3 times. I'm fine. I think I won't go for a walk now.
Man, I haven't seen the lottery in forever.
I was thinking that too.
The Mega Millions is apparently at 345. The Powerball 388. We were just in Canada, and their lotto was 25 million Canadian. They ain't playing right.
Again, I was telling him when we were in Canada that we forget, and we do as Americans. Like, I know we always, there are things still to complain about, but we, like, I know some people might not think we are, but we're still number one. Like, countries are kind of like behind us because of just the capitalism stuff. Like, China and Canada like caught up with us and are close, but we're still America, and we forget about that. And like, when we went to the gas station and pumping gas, we have like certain safety precautions. Actually, in the States, we have the best disability access for everyone. Like when I went to Europe a few years ago, like I went to Germany and I went to like the Park-Knot Gorge. And if you're handicapped or anything, you ain't going nowhere. They don't have fucking railings. They're like, we do not give a shit in Germany. You go and you'll die. Here, have a beer and go hiking first, in fact. But that is one nice thing that we have is the disabilities acts that we have fought for in the United States. So that we're able to have, I know it sounds silly, but like, elevators, handy chair ramps, everything, even like safety precautions that pretty much dummy proof it from ourselves. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot that's how gas pumps used to be. They didn't have the safety on, and now we're just so used to it because that's just how it is.
We got to that because I literally go to pump gas, and like I pumped at one spot and it was fine, but this one, literally, I go to pull the thing off and gas literally started pouring from the nozzle. I'm not even selected my type of fuel yet, and we're like, oh yeah, they probably don't have, and they might. They said maybe that gas station just is not up to date or whatever, up to code. But they didn't have like the safety, to keep that from happening. So I'm not saying America's number one. That's a weird phrasing you use.
That's not what I mean. But I mean like.
I just said that's a weird phrase. I'm just saying we don't.
No, I know. I'm trying to think of like how I.
America is ahead of or
everybody still looks to us first, even though we don't know what the fuck we're doing anymore.
Some things we are pretty good at, and safety
is one of them.
Is one of those things. But you know what? I laugh about that because there are some people who be like, America doesn't give a fuck about safety because they let them eat chemicals, because that's what they'd be mad about. They'd be mad that we can eat chemicals. I think it's a real anti-science thing, but I'm not gonna get into that shit. Everything seems to be anti-science lately, and people who just like swear organic is the only way to go. I'm like, that shit sound wild anti-science to me, God. Just putting that out to you. And if you real super into organic, and that's cool, bro. Don't take it as disrespectful. And I'm looking at you like,
save your money. Like it's the same. It's literally like the same pesticides go down the street. If you want to be real organic, go to my dad's house. Get you some apples and stuff. We don't put shit on our
quite
stuff.
Possibly bump into a worm or a snail that was eating on that.
But that's protein. Hair on your chest.
Well, I find it amusing how, as you will hear, how quickly we got across the border coming home.
I don't even think that was 5 minutes.
Not even.
Like it was like a.
Because I have my documentation. Here's a trick. There's something that maybe I didn't say at the Canadian border, but I will say to you for the American border and the Canadian border. Get to the border, roll all the windows down in your car. Do it like you're getting a traffic stop, which is roll all your windows down in the car. You do that for a reason, and that is so you can be like, I ain't hiding shit. Take a look, touch it, squeeze it, do what you want to do, bro. Mm-hmm. If assuming everything's good, and you're saying that you got some things you're hiding back. You notice that man didn't ask me about drugs. Most of the time when I come back to the United States, they ask, "Are you bringing any drugs?" I'm like, nope, but I'm bringing back cereal.
It's probably because they know the drugs here aren't as good as the stuff that we got.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting experience. So in Canada, marijuana is legal. And so you can go to stores that are cool by government standards and try some various products. Every product, edible product, I'll go with that. You know what I'm saying? Apparently the smokables are a bit better. But every edible product in Canada is wild. I got you, baby. Just get in there. Fuck.
This person's trying to turn and they're like, oh God.
Is super low THC. 2.5 milligrams is basically what everything seems to be in that country.
I'm gonna take the reins on this one because I'm a pothead.
And whereas my partner here has her medical card in the great state of Ohio, and like almost everything she gets is like 10 milligrams.
So it's not necessarily 10 milligrams. So how it works with.
Sorry, I dropped my.
Oh my God!
I was drinking my water.
Oh my God! So in the States, obviously the state we're in, you have to have, fucked up shit to get the medical, which unfortunately I have.
I want you to know, now that's something for real. Our state is way cooler about who and what medical can be used for than, say, Texas. Texas, I think, has like 3 things. Mm-hmm. 3 specific disorders that they were like, okay, you can use medical marijuana. Whereas in Ohio, there's a wide swath of reasons that we wrote into law that says that counts, and you can purchase and use medical marijuana.
So how they do it in Ohio is different because you can't go to the store all the time and be like, all right, I'm gonna just keep buying bags and bags of weed. They treat it like a prescription, like any other prescription. And it kind of, they treat it like a prescription, like if you're getting opiates and stuff like that too. Like they treat it similar to that. So, like let's say I go in the hospital. If I would go in the hospital and I went in again and they gave me opiates with my weed card, the doctor would have to like tell me, be like, okay, you either have to stop smoking the marijuana or opiates because it's part of like, it's pretty much they treat it like a prescription drug, and they treat that as like an interaction with it, so you can't have too much. So you get a month, like 45 days, like in your day, and so many items you get are worth so many days.
Accident reported ahead.
Yeah, that tell me why this highway's not moving.
Caution and stay safe out there.
This makes sense. So if you get, like one item that I always get is I get this honey. That's my shit. And the honey is 550 milligrams of THC, which anybody out there knows that's a shit ton of THC. But those will last me a month or two. And sometimes I'll get like, if they have a sale, like extras and stuff like that. But that will count as 5 days though. And that's how they do it in Ohio. I know it's more complicated and weird, but essentially like the stronger it is, the more days it takes away from you. If it's a lighter THC, then that counts as like 1 day. But for the most part in Ohio, they don't sell individual things though. They don't sell pre-rolled. They kind of do it more bulk in our state for the medical. And it's probably because they try to hook you up with like essentially a 90-day supply at a time.
I was trying to let you in, baby. Oh, man.
Just go, baby.
This guy.
That man didn't know what he was doing. He was like, I don't know if I should go or not. I'm a truck. And then this other motherfucker right here is like, jingle all the way in,
literally
like fucking Arnold, like, I got to get home and I'm going to drive along on the side of the rim to go, where is this person going? Well, I guess they're getting off at the exit, so that's okay.
Baby, I guess.
They just drove a mile down the goddamn side of the rim.
Half a mile.
Like,
on the shoulder.
Right.
Yeah, they drove a mile on the shoulder.
Stay the course.
That is the accident.
Oh, I guess
the accident has not been cleared yet. The accident, we just drove past it. Somebody really fucked up that car.
Like, there's not even like the
cops and police and everything are not here
ambulance
yet.
or anything. Nobody's here yet. Like
that literally just happened.
Yeah, that crash is still there. Little ways.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway,
Thanks,
in Canada, what I noticed is the rack. Because I was looking at the prices at first. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cheap. But then I was noticing there were individual packs.
1 miles. Keep right.
And
stay the course.
For example, there's a brand of gummy that I always get. That I'll occasionally get it. It's what I started with before they had better edibles that suit me in Ohio. And they're called Wana. And usually the ones in Ohio and the ones in Michigan I've seen are 10 milligrams each for each of the Wana gummies. So the Wana across the board is that way. And I've even researched too, just for shits and giggles, and looked online, like Cali and Vegas
or Nevada.
Seem to be, Nevada. Everywhere in the States seems to be each individual gummy is like, or individual piece is 10 milligrams. That's where they start you off at. Between 5 to 10 milligrams, which I think is a good place to start. 2 milligrams ain't shit. Like, if you've never smoked or eaten in your life, but if you're gonna eat an edible, 2 milligrams is nothing. So in Canada, they sell pretty much, instead of like a 15 pack, a 2-pack. Well, the 2-pack, I was thinking, because in how they have them labeled in America, is they're like, okay, when they say 10 milligrams, they mean 10 milligrams each. Yeah. But in Canada, 10 milligram means 10 milligrams for the entire pack.
Yeah.
So when I first I tried some gummies when we went and saw Shang-Chi. And they were like, I usually don't do sativas because I have anxiety, and sativas just fucking
drive that anxiety.
Yeah, they just fucking rail it forward. But it was during the day, and I know if I take a sativa with a mango, like turpentine with it, that I'm okay. But if it's a more piney one for some reason, that's a whole other fucking podcast for another goddamn day. Anybody who knows what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying. But for some reason, the piney ones tend to give me, panic attacks. But I had that, and I felt pretty good. But I was like, dude, I just ate this whole fucking pack of gummies. I ate 5 of them, and because I was like, all right, we're gonna have a crazy night. I'm gonna be all running around and freak. No, I was like, oh, okay, this feels nice. And then it was over, and I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But it is Canadian, it's Canadian prices. So I'm like, all right, I guess it's not too bad. But then I did do some research, well, at least looked at the different shops, and I found that they had these strips, and I was like, okay, because pretty much it's just things I tried that I don't get to try back home. They had these like Listerine strips that were super, when I say potent, I mean minty. Like, it was like peppermint watermelon was the flavor. And it was like eating like 4 Listerine strip mints at once. Like, I was like, oh God, it's burning. But I probably had last night 5 of them. No, I had 6 of them last night. And it took, like the first couple, like I felt it, but it wasn't really working. But it took about 6, so that's about 60 milligrams, which normally to get that way, I have 20 milligrams back in the States. So it takes like triple the amount of THC in Canada to get me, not even like super, like I'm out of this world space, but to be like, oh, I'm nice and relaxed and I'm going to eat this fucking poutine and have a good night. So that was my one quaff with it, but I guess I was reading, this guy driving was like, last minute, I'm going to get over onto this highway exit, again, into the side lane. Nobody knows what they do.
People really drive the shoulder here in New York, don't they?
I guess. The shoulder's a lane in New York. I don't know if you knew that or not. It is now. But one thing I was reading up on, because I was like, am I crazy? Does this suck? Because I literally ate like a whole bag of fucking gummies, which normally back home, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'd be like, like losing my fucking shit. But I was reading up on it, and I guess with Canada, the government only allots like certain milligrams, which is lower, and they're saying it's more expensive, and they still have the quote-unquote illegal dispensaries, but that's where you get the good edibles and weed from, is from the non-legal places, which I find interesting, because I honestly did not know that.
Yeah.
But it was still good to like try like new things and be like, oh, it's curious to see, because their process is different. So in the States, they do a more CO2 extraction method. So they'll do a CO2 extraction method with edibles, and up here they do kind of like a cold extraction, is what they were saying. We didn't get to talk to the guy like too much about it, but it's interesting to see the different ways that they extract it for edibles and how it affects you and the feeling it has too. So
yeah, our weed edibles in the States definitely taste more weedy.
Yeah.
Than they do in Canada.
Which I don't mind. I like the taste of weed. That's just me though. But I'm a pothead. Up here,
our edibles in America also get you wrecked. Yeah. So that's where you can say America's kind of killing it. Our edibles is way better than they are in Canada.
They really are. They really are killing it out here.
So,
sorry,
man, I'm not an edible man. I find myself to be more, after having tried one recently, I'm more of an elixir man or a smoker. And I don't smoke. I don't really do no smoking because I'm trying to fuck my lungs and throat up, especially during COVID times. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared that my scratchy throat.
I just miss having a joint though, because that's what I did notice. I was looking at the percentages of the strands that they have of just the flower, because they do pre-rolls up here, and the flower was exactly the same. Honestly, the flower was probably cheaper than it was in the States, and the THC levels were about the same, about higher. They really didn't have too many, like even their CBD pre-rolls did have more THC in it than the States. Like it was, I think 20, like even the lowest one was 20% CBD, 20% THC. Like that was the lowest that I saw. Everything up there is in like the 30s and 40s. So I guess in Canada, if you're getting the government, you're smoking it. It's a waste of money to get the edibles. If you're gonna go up there, get the bud, pre-roll, and have a good time.
Just get you some flour, some government flour, do you right.
Yeah.
Go make your own damn edibles, I guess, if you're so inclined.
Shit, if we had a kitchen, that's probably what we should have done.
Shit for them smoking regular shit.
And they're like the Airbnb people. Oh, what the fuck are these weirdos doing? Are they making canna butter? What the fuck? Like, why did you do that? Like, sorry, man, I gotta use it pure because the shit you using is weak.
Speaking of Shang-Chi, to me,
amazing.
Was a miraculous is not the turn of phrase I want to use, but an amazing return to form for the MCU. We saw Black Widow earlier in the summer, and Black Widow was a romp, but it felt kind of like just a little side story.
I disagree. I really liked it because I fucking love Florence Pugh.
Oh yeah, she love her. She was the best part of Black Widow,
and she was just so good in it.
Yeah.
And I love her. And it was very. Like, she reminded me of my sisters, too. Like, if I haven't seen my sisters in a while, how you just fuck with each other and stuff.
Really, she dating Zach Braff?
Is she?
Zach Braff, like, old as I am? She is way younger than me? Like 20 some odd years younger than me?
These white men are dangerous.
These white men are dangerous. Anyway, funny. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings was really, really, really great. And if you've not seen it yet, I'm going to tell you right now, it's worth the trip to the theater, as long as the theater's doing right by you and social distancing and so forth and so on. It's worth it. Go see it. It was so much fun.
Maybe we're movie nerds, but I just always enjoy watching the Marvel movies. But I like watching all movies in theaters better because you always find more things. And we didn't see it in 3D or anything this time. Like, it was, regular big screen, but we were closer to the screen. But it just, you notice things more, and I feel like it's really, with especially Marvel movies, they purposely design the CG for that. Like, yeah, it still looks cool on your TV at home, but when you look at it there, you notice more detail, like the dragon scales. And
There's just stuff going on in the background and stuff that I think is a better experience in the theater. I'm not trying to be a butt and say y'all should be. I'm just saying the theater going experience is dope, and don't sleep on it. It's like, I get it as people are like, I want, premiere access on Disney Plus and blah blah.
And I understand wanting to watch the movies and stuff right away, but watch the movies how they were intended. The screen, man, and honestly, it's in this time we're always on our phones, always doing stuff. And whenever you watch something at home, even though we try to put our phones away when we're watching movies, sometimes you just can't help it because your mom texts you.
You're gonna be interrupted by life and the digital age and so forth.
And I think it was when we.
It's something nice about going to the theater and really just focusing on what's going on in front of you for a little bit. Just give your brain a little break from everything else.
It does what the movies...
getting lost in the story.
Yeah, it's what the movies are supposed to do. Like, they were created, during the Great Depression and stuff like that, so people could escape their reality for a little bit and have some sort of joy of happiness. And it's... Since we've been locked up in the pandemic, you kind of forgot about that. Our first movie that we saw in theater was the Scott Pilgrim re-release, and that was...
out to Hamburg. We're back in Hamburg again. Like we
were recording that. We're back again in Hamburg.
Yeah. Scott Pilgrim was the first one. The Scott Pilgrim re-release was the first thing we saw in the theater. It was literally, it came out 2 weeks after. It came out a week after I had been considered fully vaccinated, and I was like fucking hyped because it was the first thing I got to go back to the theater for. And that one is a 4K re-release, and we got to see it on like in a fucking Adobe Digital Theater.
It was so good. It was. I will say, when we first saw that one, I was still pandemic freaked out. I was like, I don't trust any of you motherfucking people. But when we got in the theater and the movie started, it's like the whole world didn't exist. Like, all my fears and stuff were away, and I was just enthralled with the movie. And yes, we've seen this movie millions of fucking times, but it was like watching the movie all over again.
Yeah.
And it's just. Even you like sitting in like the theater, it's just nice, like leaning back, looking up, and you just
that re-release they did a great job on the sound and so forth, the coloring.
The coloration is fucking gorgeous.
Like, I want a bigger TV at my house now so I can rewatch Scott Pilgrim.
Don't let him lie to you. He's been asking for a big TV since his last purchase of the TV.
Yeah, no doubt. We don't get down with that discussion. All that does is hurt my feelings again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to get all the TVs. I'm just saying, if you want, we can just get our own projector in the basement or some shit. Like, 4K. One day he's gonna be like, it's too big. We need a theater.
4K projectors cost too much. If they were much more reasonable, I would consider it. True, I would.
No, I'm saying you're going to get an actual movie theater in our house. You're going to be like, this TV isn't big enough. I need the actual whole-ass thing. Whole-ass theater.
But, yeah, Shang-Chi was great. Walking around Toronto was great. Got to stop by Uncle Tetsu, got some Japanese-style cheesecake.
We went to this random breakfast spot that was...
X-Mart.
Yeah, X-Mart. So we were just walking around, and we were, when you're traveling on a road trip, the first day we were going, we were just excited, so we didn't really think about, eating or anything. And it's also the excitement. And this was, the second day, and I was like, man, I ate, a pretzel the day before or some shit. A pretzel and some Diet Coke all day. So I'm like, I need actual food so I don't die. And hydration. So we were like, let's just try to find somewhere. And we're like, we don't really necessarily, even though we're in, a city that has different Asian cuisine everywhere. And we're like, we're not craving Asian food for some reason, but we're like, let's sit down somewhere. And we just stumbled across it, and we're like, fuck it.
Indeed, we were just walking, no, that one we drive past that? No, we walked past that.
No, we walked past it.
We literally walked in the opposite direction of the street that we had never. We've been on that street before. We just went the other way. So I was like, well, let's go that way because I've never been down the street that way. And we bumped into a spot, X-Mart. It's across from Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. If you're wondering where it's at, and then if you're a Canadian listener or somebody who will be in Toronto and whatever, and it was great. It was real good food, decent price. Sweet ladies who were working there. They proper social distancing, proper protocols being observed for the pandemic.
And all the people too. That was one thing about Canada, at least Toronto, before we met crazy ass beach lady. I think we jinxed ourselves, but everybody this is the first we live in a city-ish area, but this is the first Toronto's like New York City. It's like going to a huge ass city, and it's the thought of going to a huge ass city in a pandemic is a little frightening, but everybody was chill, everybody kept their distance, even on the sidewalk people would purposely we moved to the street or something like that, even mass, And it wasn't like a big deal. Everybody wasn't like scared or anything. It was just habit. Everybody just did it, and they're like, cool, you know?
It's great. And rarely do I get to record right after I do something. Most of the time our records take place, you know what I'm saying, some days after. So like, so this is all real fresh in my mind. So forgive me for sounding so super excitable about it. But it's just like, I was talking to Nessa, I was like, oh, we got to record. Plus, she had a story she said she wanted to tell us on the first part of this recording. And we stopped before we heard that story, and I was like, we got to tell that story on this fucking recording.
I think we got distracted too because we were just excited. We're like, we're going to get out of here for the first time in 2 years.
So, Vanessa's going to tell a story.
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap this episode up, sort of. I'm going to, when I get home, give you an M of the asshole. And
I mean, I can look up one right now.
I know, but I'm the guy who reads M of the asshole. It's my job.
It's true. We'll go home and read it. Do it with Zan and the kids.
So I'll read an M of the asshole to you, the listeners, and
we'll discuss it with you. We'll discuss it when we get home.
Well, no, I could probably jump on with the fellas for a quick M of the asshole, because that's literally all I want of it.
Yeah.
And we can that way you get some of the standard guys on the show for just that, and I'll try to knock that out tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good bit of fun. All right.
Should we still use my name, or should we still use the mysterious Mrs. X?
I call you Vanessa all the time. I call you on the regular show. I call you Vanessa all the time.
Sure.
Yeah. They know you. They know my children. It's okay. Everybody knows, because whatever.
So anyway, this bamboo thing. Listen. Everybody's gonna be like, this bitch is crazy. I don't give a shit. No. I was in my local Facebook's group for my town. Don't go on Facebook too often, but every now and then it just helps for, like, you know, hey, this is going on and so on and so forth. But every now and then people just post some crazy ass shit, which, you know, obviously with everything going on in the world, QAnon post quite crazy shit. But this lady posted she had some bamboo in her side yard, which I was intrigued with, because I'm like, I didn't know you could grow bamboo in the summer in Ohio outside, because I figured winter it would just immediately die.
Well, it's not bamboo. It's just probably standard cane.
Yeah, and so I guess she has on the side of her house, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And she was just posting a simple post. Does anybody want any of this?
Yeah.
You know, and people will be like, sweet, I'll come take this plant or whatever and get rid of shit. And I look at it, it has 323 comments, and I'm like, what the fuck does this have? I was like, do people really want bamboo that bad? So I go in and scroll, and it's like everybody arguing, like, it's an invasive species, you should have never planted it, you're going to destroy your house. So apparently, after reading all of this, what I learned was bamboo is invasive to the States. And I guess even this little thin-ass bamboo the roots can grow. Now, this is where it sounds like my fish was this big kind of a story. They're like, the roots can grow, and they've gone under houses and ruined mansions and community buildings, even though the bamboo is across the street. And I was like, what? And there were so many people arguing about this, and they were so passionate about this bamboo. Like, this woman needs to burn her house down and the dirt around it. And people are like, you gotta nuke it. It's the only way. And, like, of course, there's like, people joking and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about it, because I like bamboo, but I was thinking especially about, like, the housing and the structure of it. So my ultimate revenge is the Great Bamboo Fiasco of 2021. And this is how we get back at capitalism and eat the rich, is we just go and we take the invasive bamboo and we plant it across the street from the mansions, so the crazy roots will ruin their foundations. And then, because that's the only way
that's just not how bamboo grows.
I know, but that was just me being silly. Be like, haha, my revenge! I'm gonna just start planting bamboo everywhere. Johnny Appleseed had apples. Vanessa had bamboo everywhere. Like, haha, the invasive bamboo.
We are, oddly enough, 2.5 miles out from Angola.
Yeah.
And I'm probably, maybe I'll wait till we get to Seneca country to get some gas up. Just want to get her.
Support the natives.
Get her, yeah. But, how fucking funny. Yeah, there was cane growing in field, like in the I remember going in the woods near my house in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And if you go through the woods enough, there's a section of the woods back there that had a bunch of cane growing around it. Not sugar cane. I don't believe it to be sugar cane. But general. I think my mama just said that it was just cane.
Mm-hmm. And that's what this looked like too. It's that little thinner bamboo, not the I know, like in creeks we have our own. Every area has their own version of bamboo. Ours are like the cattails.
Yeah, and we called that part of the forest. We called it the bamboo forest. My brother and I, and like the neighborhood kids. Oh, it's the bamboo forest, because we thought it was bamboo as well. But
that's cool as fuck. Your little kids, you're like, this is some magical ass shit here.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. And bamboo itself, I know, is a wildly quick grower.
It is.
Like it sprouts real fast and shoots up pretty quickly, which is why it's super renewable. You know, which is why they try to use bamboo for all kinds of stuff.
And it spreads really quickly. That's what they were saying in the group. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it spreads!" Like acting like it's some rash or some shit.
I mean,
it was. Oh my god.
To say it spreads ain't quite right.
300. Does it deserve 323 comments?
Not in a local fucking Facebook.
A literal argument, heated arguments of people about bamboo and this lady, and people belligerent this poor fucking lady because she grows bamboo on the side of her goddamn house.
And clearly has done fine with it.
Yeah, and she even said too, she's like, I do this every year and I just chop it down. And they're like, your foundation has to be ruined. And she's like, I've lived here for 30 years.
Like, if it's ruined, then it's ruined already.
Oh, well.
I guess I'll have to fix it.
But maybe it's not ruined. Maybe the bamboo combined with it, it made it a stronger base.
Bamboo has like from what I recall of bamboo studies, and if I'm wrong, yo, listeners, you know, and if I'm wrong, partner, you let me know. From what I knew is it has a very shallow root base, kind of like pine trees. So it's
I know it can go long, but I didn't realize it could do that much damage. Obviously, I'm gonna have to look into it more, but I just found it comical in
word to Angola,
Midwest America, that we could grow bamboo. Number one, outside in like the summer.
That'd probably be some climate change shit right there.
Oh, for sure. And also the fact that it's so well known that people can grow it here that they're like, oh god, it's invasive, don't do it. Personally, I'm more pissed off that the Brits brought over poison ivy as an invasive species than bamboo, because I take bamboo any day over poison ivy.
I'm angry about smallpox.
That too. That too.
Well, again, we just passed Angola. So that is where we began the recording the last time at Angola. So
and that's where we'll end.
I think that's a natural, good place to end it. And you heard the bamboo story. Again, when I get home, I'll try to get an Am I the Asshole recorded with the guys. And you'll have a show this week. Thanks to my partner here.
Yeah.
It's all love. Catch you on the flip. Peace.
All right. Got to get to some Am I the Assholes. Got a little selection. Each week we head to the mean streets of Reddit. I pull a selection of Am I the Assholes. We decide if they are assholes. Before we read them, then we read them and discover if our presuppositions were correct. I sent y'all a story recently. There was some dude, or I think it was on Twitter, where some dude was like, I always go into Am I the Asshole and make up shit. And I'm like, I wonder how many of these is fake. Because, you know, we be coming across some that we like, that shit is false. But I wonder how many is actual people having some whatever issues or whatever. But now I'm always going to be suspicious of these shits. You know what I'm saying.
I mean, we did fish out a couple that was on TV. So yeah.
Fuck with it though. Well, here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my dad he can't blame my mom for my disinterest in his kids when he's the one who moved?
It's a lot going on.
Would I be the asshole not telling my sister or my family that a criminal investigation is going against her because I went to the police because of fraud against me?
Oh.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife it's embarrassing she gave our daughter's bus driver cookies? Am I the asshole for not supporting my wife's plastic surgeries? Am I the asshole for coming home with something that my mom can't eat? Am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend ridiculous after she accused me of mimicking her pregnancy? Am I the asshole for getting mad at my BF when he refused to buy a new swimsuit? I never know if BF is boyfriend or best friend, so that's why I'm just go with the letters they provided. We'll figure out the rest from context clues. And last but not least, am I the asshole for telling my brother he can't date my fiance's brother?
What would that make them? Interesting.
It would make them nothing. I mean, back in the day, that used to be a thing. Families had weird interactions and such.
I do want to hear why the dude was like, "Nah, you an asshole for giving those that bus driver them cookies."
Yeah. Anything speak to you of the selection, Gabriel? We can all get one off tonight.
Sure, why not the fiance one?
Okay, okay. And let's see. Swimsuit, mimicking pregnancy, mom can't eat, plastic surgeries.
I like that one. That's my B.
All right. And criminal investigations. Eh. All right. First up, cookies, because that's what my man chose. I'm an asshole for telling my wife it's embarrassing she gave our daughter's bus driver cookies. Now, because I can see this, there's things, so I can't vote. But you vote as you will. Is this person an asshole?
Um, I think
Based on just what we have.
I'm gonna say that person's an asshole because like the wife is only doing seems like she's doing something nice.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that be embarrassing?
All right, Gabe,
I
what
agree.
about you?
That's exactly the same logic I was going to use to say that. Yes, she is. He's indeed the asshole.
All right. Well, Reddit agrees with you guys and says this person is an asshole. Let's discover why. Some important details. My wife is very shy, but enjoys giving, and is all gung ho about showing appreciation to workers she assumes aren't appreciated or recognized. She tries to pass these beliefs on to our kids. Because she's too silent to show her appreciation, she does it through gifts, usually baked goods. I've been embarrassed about it in the past. Our oldest rode the school bus for the first time. My wife was waiting at the stop with our daughter and had her hand the bus driver a bag of homemade cookies. Then, when she picked her up from the stop this afternoon, she gave a bag to the afternoon driver. Separate drivers? Man, I had the same driver going back and forth when I was a youngster.
Same
I
here.
asked why she did that when she could easily have just said thank you and left it at that. She said the bus drivers work so hard having to comfort all these nervous kids and handling the unbehaved ones while driving. They deserve more than a thanks. I reminded her that this has embarrassed me in the past, and I think her behaviors are too extreme. I wouldn't want gifts from someone I don't know. She ignored how I felt. I contacted some people in my life to see if I was just the crazy one here, and most of my friends and my mom agree. My wife's way of showing thanks just makes everyone uncomfortable.
What?
Am I the asshole?
Yes, and those people are assholes too for agreeing with him.
You're an asshole. You were raised by some assholes, which is why they agree with you. And y'all are terrible people. I hope your wife leaves you someday.
I wouldn't go that far, but I will.
You never do go that far, but you need to be going that far. You need to recognize sometimes, and these motherfuckers should not be together. A person like that who is just embarrassed by his wife's utter existence at that point probably don't need to be with that woman.
Or, like every other situation, that's his better half. And he needs that kind of person in his life. He needs a person in his life that is a good person who, obviously, he's vocal about it. She's not vocal about it.
Yeah.
It's classic yin and yang here. It's like, you know, those kids definitely need that woman
That kind of presence in their life.
because, and at the same time, they need that kind of presence in their life for a dad who's outspoken about some shit sometimes.
True. Sometimes you got to speak up.
So
I hear you.
they probably make each other perfect together. You know, they haven't they don't got everything figured out, but who does?
So the first comment is from a mod. I just want to read it to you before we get going. Sorry, folks, but the uncivil comments that have flooded the queue and your hardworking mods cannot keep up with the sheer volume of people who want to insult the OP. We're locking this for now for cleanup. As always, be civil.
Man, he rubbed people the wrong way, and I can see why. What he's making it sound like, oh, my wife's trying to pass off these beliefs to, like, the belief of generosity and showing appreciation
to those who normally are so underappreciated that we probably all should be like looking like, probably should have been hooking the bus driver up this whole time.
The only person uncomfortable in that situation is the OP, because, like, I don't think if some stranger said, here's a box of cookies, I wouldn't go, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. Yeah. I'd be like, a box of cookies. Hell yeah.
A bag of homemade cookies.
I mean, and I understand where he's coming from a small degree. Like, homemade cookies to some people may be like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna eat these or not. I don't know about this lady's kitchen. I get it to that degree, but at the same time, it's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Yeah.
Like, but I do feel like, my youngest son is taking the bus this year. I'm going to for sure get the bus driver Christmas card, maybe with some scratch offs in it or something.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, I'm just a bus driver. No one's trying to assassinate me, so I don't think they're poison cook.
I mean, yeah, I don't think so. But some people are assholes, and
Tried to assassinate me, God.
I'm giving this bitch some X-Lax cookies.
Well, I'm going to start here with this first comment. This is actually the first comment. This one got the red box around and all kinds of presents and stuff. And I think everyone will appreciate this. Why is for you're the asshole? That's good enough for me. Why is for you're the asshole? That's good enough for me. Why is for you're the asshole? That's good enough for me. Cookie, 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 cookie. Also, this isn't about you. Stop making it about you. And I'm like, thank you, sir. It is not about you. It's about this bus driver and your wife being a better person than you.
His wife is more empathetic, and like I said, this guy's still an asshole, but I don't feel like they need to break up.
That's fine.
I think he needs her in his life.
Yeah.
I don't know if she needs him in his life.
We'll go with that. We will go with that, sir. Oh my goodness. Let's see. You said the brother-in-law, right? All right. Is this person an asshole?
I'm gonna say no.
All right. The bars are: am I the asshole for telling my brother he can't date my fiance's brother?
There's a lot of moving parts to this one. I'm gonna say yes just to be different because he's trying to stop a love connection.
All right, this is my thing, and I'm gonna say no. I'm still gonna say no, but I'm gonna tell you why before the story even starts because I would like to hear if I'm correct. Usually, if you're trying to hook up somebody, if you're okay, never mind that's your fiance's brother. Never mind that part. But if you feel like somebody's a good person, you'll never have a problem with hooking them up with somebody and vice versa. So either she feel like her brother's not good enough or vice versa. Like she don't feel like the brother's good enough. Now let's see where we can go from there.
For the record, Reddit thinks this person is an asshole.
Oh.
I've 28 female. Been with my fiance, 28 female, for 2.5 years.
Oh.
Total. But we started out our relationship as childhood friends. My brother, 31 male, also knew her and her family as a child. Last week, my brother told me that he and my fiance's brother, I'll call him John, have been together for 6 months and are thinking about moving in together. I told him no. It was totally inappropriate and awkward that he was dating my soon-to-be brother-in-law. He said that I was exaggerating and that he gets the right to be happy too, which I agreed with, but not with him. Apparently, they fell in love in high school and only recently got together, which is bothersome to me. It feels creepy and weird to me, which he did not understand. We stopped talking about it and have not returned to the conversation since, but I am still upset. My family thinks I should just let him have what he wants. My fiance agrees. It's a little weird. My friends are mostly torn, and Google hasn't given me any concrete answers. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he can't date my fiance's brother? Having read this, as it often is the case, asshole's too strong here.
Yeah.
It's a bit shitty of you to make this supposition that you can tell anyone who's been in a relationship for 6 months. At that point, that truck is rolling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's already going.
Yeah, that you can't date them. But
you're typically not allowed to tell two grown-ass people what to do.
Correct.
Yeah, and it doesn't really even seem like this person has like a solid circumstance, but besides their own selfishness, any reasons why.
Yeah, at least unless they're leaving out a lot, I don't see a reason why these two people can't date. It doesn't like change anything as far as your relationship with your fiance. So
Like
what do you care?
at all. Like I don't even understand why it would be bothersome. It's like it doesn't make you in-laws or something. It's also your brother. I mean none of this does anything to anybody, you know? What
Yeah,
weird.
it's funny. Like when I listen to "Why Won't You Date Me,"
Mm.
and Nicole is like she'll ask her friends to why won't you hook me up with this person or this person? Like, because that person is not a good person. We're trying to help you out.
Oh,
But this doesn't seem to be the case at all. This person just has his own. Well, she has her own selfish reasons why. It really didn't make any sense.
yeah, she lacks solid reasons. It seems, you know what it seems like? It seems reactionary. Like,
Yes.
It's like I had an awesome gay relationship going. Now you're in here doing a gay relationship in the same family. How dare you? And I'm like, yeah, I think it's pretty great that y'all all grew up together and know each other and fell for each other. And here
yeah.
you are. It's nice, childhood sweethearts.
Maybe she feels like they're going to be a better couple.
All right, since
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this set of comments. I mean, he's been in love with your brother for longer, so theoretically, if OP finds this creepy, she should stop seeing her fiance. I guess he's got dibs on the family. OP, you're the asshole.
Dibs.
Honestly, this sounds like some kind of wholesome gay rom com. Embrace the plot, OP. You're the asshole. Besides, be it through her relationship with her fiance or being her brother or sister. Besides, be it through her relationship with her fiance or through being her brother's sister, that man will become a brother-in-law either way. So yeah, it's gonna be a brother-in-law because of her marrying the sister. It would be a brother-in-law if her brother married him. So yeah, that's okay. I get that. Brother-in-law squared is what someone wrote. Great. I fuck with that.
Mhm.
Oh, this guy wrote brother-in-law. He wrote, okay, so this person took the brother-in-law squared as brother-in-law 2, and his response was electric boogaloo. Which we always respect the props given to the classics. So yeah, Reddit thinks this person is an asshole, and I think asshole is much too strong for this. You're a butt. I'll call you a butt.
All right. You're not the whole, you're the cheeks around it.
The cheeks are so lovely. Don't do that. Hey, but some people love the asshole too. So what can you do, right?
Put some respect on it. Last up, am I the asshole for not supporting my wife's plastic surgeries? Jesus Christ. I'm 23. Oh, hold on. Asshole or not? Forgive me.
Oh,
Asshole.
I'm gonna say not the asshole. I'm gonna predict that he's worried about her health.
Fair enough. Let's go. I'm 23, as is she. We dated for 7 years. Were engaged 1 year. Got married this past spring. She has always battled this inner demon of not feeling, quote, pretty enough. When I saw her, I saw a beautiful girl. When she saw herself, she only saw flaws, and she talked about it early on in our relationship. How she couldn't wait to be an adult because then she'd have money for all of these procedures. I always thought it was kind of a red flag to focus on it like she did. And I thought I was doing the right thing by telling her she was beautiful and that she didn't need lip fillers, a nose job, the augmentation surgery. For a split second, she'd say, maybe you're right. But the next day, she was back to her, ew, look at my, dot, dot, dot. Fast forward to now, she's at the nose job, the boob job, Botox now. Side note, her parents, hell-bent on never telling her no, do pitch in financially if she asks. Last week, she was back at it, talking about what to change next. I told her she'd be better off if she stopped now. She disagreed. I suggested therapy for us or her so we can finally tackle this insecurity issue. I spent the night on the couch because she was so livid that I brought up therapy. Her side of the issue is that since I don't pay for them, I should leave it entirely up to her whether to have surgeries or not. And that is where that story ends.
I forgot to finish it up with Am I the Asshole? But I guess he's already on the site, so he doesn't need to. Why did the other ones do that?
It's
I know you're there.
Yeah. I've also decided at the intro of What If that in the same as it goes in as Jeffrey Wright Jeffrey Wright as the watcher reads the things. When it comes to the what if part, he didn't have to say it. They could have just let the text do the talking. I don't think he needs to say what if. I think the what if when it pops up on the screen does the work.
I kind of feel like
I agree.
Like you said before, this person is a butt. I kind of feel like, or better yet, like maybe everybody sucks.
Okay.
Or everybody needs help. There we go.
Correct. This is
Go ahead.
So it's one of those situations. This person clearly has some kind of body dysmorphia or other such disorders, and should probably seek therapy for it, as opposed to as before she becomes like that cat lady. You know what I'm saying? We've all seen that cat lady in the various whatever, where she just has surgerized herself into just something that's just not even recognizable
as a person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, this guy, this is something she's been talking about for years.
Yeah.
If somebody's been talking about something for years, take them at that face value.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
So if that's something the person desired and wants to continue to do, you need to get off the pot or shit.
However, they are 23 years old, which means they've been talking about this since they were young children almost. And children's minds change. Maybe he was like, her mind.
Yeah, she'll grow out of it. Yeah.
But
so I can understand him sort of being like that. But after the nose job or whatever, the first whatever procedure.
After like 3 different procedures, like you need to be like, I see she's serious. I mean, yes, people change, but people's desires aren't readily changed.
Correct.
So, like, I agree, therapy, but at the same time, like, you can still be somebody's friend and not be in a relationship with them anymore. If that's something that you're like, I do think they should break up.
Yeah,
I think they should break because it's much too young to be married. Take it from a guy who got married much too young. Let's rattle off a couple of these comments. Until she deals with her demons, she will never be happy with the way she looks, no matter how much surgery she has. Not the asshole. She needs therapy. That's what my concern is. How many surgeries do you think it'll take to get rid of her inner demons? That's the OP actually responding to that. This person responds, not the asshole. Body dysmorphia is definitely a thing, and there can be lifelong consequences to getting surgery after surgery. You are right to ask her for therapy, either individually or together. Ultimately, it's your partner's choice, though, whether or not she thinks this is a problem. It sounds like there aren't very many people in her life telling her it's a problem. The only thing you can control is if she doesn't want the therapy, is how you respond. All the her body, her choice folks aren't wrong. But just like people can choose to stay or leave partners who struggle with sobriety, you can choose to stay or leave your wife given her addiction to surgery, is what Ant just said. And I think you nailed it there. This sounds BD to me, body dysmorphia to me as well. And if that's the case, then there will always be another issue that needs correcting. Not the asshole. You can help. You can't make her get help, OP, but you are right to not support her pursuit of more surgeries. And I want to read this one because this is one of the few responses that seemed like it was leaning in a more, whatever. I think a little plastic surgery is no big deal. But after this much, she should at least talk to a therapist before pursuing more. Just to check whether it might be body dysmorphia. She should also ask herself whether she feels markedly happier in the long term after each procedure, because if not, it's not likely future procedures will cause her long-term happiness. I wanted to add though that I got an autoplasty earlier this year, and it improved my self-esteem immensely. I'm planning on a nose job in several months because my nose is quite crooked, and it's one of the first things I notice about my face when I look in the mirror. I do think that it's an important to feel happy about the face you have because it's what you look at the world with and what people think of when they think of you. Before I got my ears fixed, I thought every day about how bad they looked, and I was obsessive when it came to trying to hide them. But now I don't think of my ears at all, except occasionally to think they're rather pretty. So there you go. That's just somebody who's had some plastic surgery experience.
Did they get a compliment off of him? Like, you got some pretty ass ears, girl.
I don't know. Well, first of all, I don't know if that's a girl.
Oh, well, compliments with pretty ass, and it sound like you should say girl, comma, girl at the end of it. So I'm sorry. I was just going with the natural flow of the sentence.
Let me see. I'm going to click
I
on
get
this.
what you're saying.
I'm walking around with these ugly ass ears this whole time, and I could have got them fixed. I didn't know that was a surgery.
This person's name is Schrodinger's cat Schrodinger's underscore cat 42.
Oh.
And they don't have, their pronouns listed. So can't call it.
I could admit, sometimes I think about hair plugs.
It's just not me. I'm not a plastic surgery guy. I'm okay with myself as it is, I guess. So I don't know.
I can understand this guy's coming from a place of concern.
Yeah.
He's worried about his wife. He's just, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like I said, grown-ass people telling them what to do is not a thing.
Correct.
I wouldn't mind getting beard plugs.
I wish I had a perfectly symmetrical beard. Just perfect on both sides, but it doesn't, the sides don't match.
I mean, we've seen all the things on Twitter, Instagram. We know it's possible. They can come in and clean up, so it could happen. All right, y'all. But there you go. That was your show. I hope you enjoyed it this week. It's a little, like I said, it's a little off, a little weird, but I think it's a good time. And it was almost you either got this weird show or you got no show, and we didn't want to give you no show. We're trying our best to make sure we hit every week in September and provide you a bit of entertainment. But as always, housekeeping. Please rate, review, subscribe, share, and subscribe. Let's try that again. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twitch channels. Follow us over on Twitch at Skimpod, SKIMPOD. Make sure you retweet the show whenever you see us tweeting stuff. Helps keep the numbers moving. Also consider shooting us an email over at a podcast at Stays Crunchy and Milk. And if you do, you can get it read on the show, just like April, who hit us up. And let's give that a listen. This email is titled, Worth It? Hi, guys. I had to listen to the last part of the episode to understand the title of the episode this time, and it was totally worth it. Taco titties was a concept that is worthy of exploration. I adored how Gabe was embarrassed, but Tatum was finding the silver lining in it. How tacos are the perfect food to eat from in between a person's breasts. I went from that episode to the Patreon. You tried it on your trip to Detroit, and how the Motor City turned into the motorboat. You guys are hilarious, and I can't get enough of those gems. Thank you, April B. Thank you so very much, April, as always, for the love.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, April. And if I had to take a step back and step out of my body and forget who was presenting the idea, I guess it's not a bad idea.
Correct.
And like Gabe said earlier, with two consenting adults is okay.
I didn't tell her not to. I just said it made me uncomfortable to hear about it.
Hey, man, that's okay, too. If you want to support the show financially and have a few bucks to toss our way, you can join our Patreon, where members at the $5 and above tier get extra content each month and early access to new shows. We also have merch over at tpublic.com/user/stage crunchy and milk, all one word. Feel free to give us a call at 216-302-8763. That's 216-302-8POD. We certainly love to hear from you. Our missing man is Lunchbox 2099. That's Tatum 216.
Howdy ho.
That's the real ODP.
I hope you're hearing me right now.
Same. I'm not gonna lie to you. Same. The other person you heard on the show was the mysterious Miss X, aka Vanessa, and I am the Internet's Tay-Rail 713. You've just been podcast 2 and know you loved it. Peace.
Bye.